Senator Hickenlooper and I come from a unique background, unusual for most individuals in the U.S. Senate. We actually spent a lot of time in the real world before we got here. We ran businesses. We were entrepreneurs by trade. And I look at the 37 years that I spent with a little business. I mean, it was so hard scrabble. It was 17 years with 15 employees. But when I knew I had a tiger by the tail, that's when I had to start confronting technology and the always extreme cost of it. And I'm talking about dollars spent to get the latest and greatest. Because in year 17, we were on Radio Shack. I can tell you now that we employ a lot of custom coders. That little business grew from a regional one, then a national one, with locations in most states. You learn a lot there. I learned to generally always say to my chief technology officer, which is my older son, my younger son runs the business as the CEO and CFO. We just quit saying no to that latest and greatest technology because we've leveraged it so well to differentiate ourselves from the competition. So we're looking at AI. Would you do the same? Well, being an entrepreneur, when I watch to see whatever's hitting the market across the spectrum of our economy, and I've heard it forewarned by the people that put it out there more than anything I've ever observed in my time of being someone looking for that leading edge, what's that next best way to do something. So it brings us to an interesting crossroads with something that looks like it can do so much, that can be so beneficial, but also looks like the malfeasance that could come from it, forewarned by the people that know the most about it, it should give you pause. I'm very concerned that we don't smother it. I think that we could do that easily. Generally, we over-regulate here. We get bureaucrats and folks that don't know how to get from here to there in the real world making all the rules. So we got to be careful about that. What we see it can do and what we are being warned about that it may be used for the wrong purpose, to me, is the essence of the journey that we're on. All I can tell you is we're a lot more productive now in my own business now that we've got the greatest and latest technology. I remember back when we were doing orders by hand on a Radio Shack system. That is why I think in weighing how we get through this, we've got to err on the side of letting it breathe, letting it show what it can do, but also take into consideration what the people that know the most about it are giving us as a admonition to be careful with it. So I think that's where we are today, and as we apply it to how we can use it in the workforce, our economy grows by how much productivity we can leverage on the people that are in it itself. And over time, we've always come into confrontations to where we are worried about what it's going to do to the economy because it will displace jobs. This is a little different because it can get into areas of creativity. You already see things like patent trolling. You see things that are trying to rob people of their what they've created in other arenas in our economy. So I think there's a lot there to be worried about. I do believe that hearings like this, and they're going to have many more in the Congress, are key to putting some type of framework of common sense regulation around it, keeping full in mind that we don't want to smother something that could be so beneficial to all of us. I'll yield back.